content when it comes to women. Likewise, at the same time, we have a video tip that will play just for your usage, a day-to-day thing that you can do for yourself to help yourself. Anyways, you can join us on the show on Facebook and on YouTube at Galaxy TV News. That's on YouTube, and Facebook is Galaxy Television. Or you can download Galaxy Television app from Google Play Store or other Play Store to watch this program live. Or you can tune in to our digitized channel at Shooter 27. You're welcome on board again. Thank you, it's Friday. How are you doing, Patricia? Good morning.
Good morning, Rose Blossom. Thank you for joining us on Thank God It's Friday. You know it's my favorite day. Thank God It's Friday on Women's Corner. Not the boss. The boss will be will be coming soon after the Women's Corner. Anyway, my name is Patricia Uremu Gabriel. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Well, we have our guests in the house. And of course, I'm going to do my by introducing them first before we go for a break and a tip. And this is the period where we have the drum rolls. Patricia. We have Ambassador Mercy Enwonode. I got that right?
Very correct.
Oh, yeah. We have Ambassador Mercy in the house. It's good to have you.
First time, same here. First time to have someone pronounce Enwonode, like pronounce it so well. Thank you so much.
I wouldn't have been able to, because I hear that usually you try to remove either the W or the N or something.
Yeah, somehow you remove the W.
The W, okay.
Enwonode. Enwonode.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's a Delta name, though.
Yeah.
That's
She's
a
Delta.
Delta.
So
no, but I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to keep it till after the show. But welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, we'll be giving a proper introduction, reading her profile right after the short break and the tip that we would be having. So right now, let's quickly go for a short break and get our tips rolling. Okay, we'll not be playing the tip because it's Friday. Let's play Humor Words. We had a covering our words of last year, so let's play that again for you to see how entertaining Galaxy can be. And of course, trust me, on Women's Corner, we know how to keep it fun and at the same time, very educative. So let's quickly see this one. I'll be right back to the studio to continue the program with myself, Patricia, and Ambassador Mercy. Stay with us. Back, you're still watching Women's Corner, and like I said, we have Ambassador Mercy in the house. Well, that was powered by Galaxy TV. Okay, so I'm just going to start by introducing our guests. We have Ambassador Mercy, of course, as I said earlier on, she is a dynamic advocate for girls and women, of course, passionately driving change through purposeful mentoring and impactful community service. She's also the Chief Operating Officer of Enwonode Limited and the Deputy Superintendent in the Nigerian Police Force. That's a supernumerary supernumerary unit. She's a security consultant. She's also a coach. She's a mentor. She's a teacher. She's a whole lot of things. And she is the convener of Daughters of Philip, a mentorship platform for teenage girls, Sisters of Excellence, a faith-driven network for young women. Well, she's currently serves at the Ikorodu North LCDA, coordinator of the Child Protection Network, and of course advocating for the safety and rights of children. She also leads Heaven for the Hopeless Foundation, and she's results-oriented, values proactive leadership, and believes strongly in continuous learning. She's married and blessed with beautiful daughters. Well, she's blessed with beautiful, like I said, living out her values of strength, purpose, and legacy at home and beyond. Drum rolls from Ambassador Mercy. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Wow, so much to talk about.
Yeah, sure.
Now, let's first ask, how's the job like for you? You know, having to know, well, of course, you're a security personnel, so that would be like your purpose to just, protect. But how about, having to still being able to be a founder of a foundation, at the same time convey girls, be a convener of young ladies and females and all of that. How are you doing that with the correction of that's a lot.
So I will start by first saying, okay, for me, being in the security industry, it came in from a place of, okay, I grew up in a family. My father happens to be a police officer. I'm the first child of 7. And having to see that, as the first child, now, how parents get to, this, you must do this, you must do this. So my father comes back from work and he's like, okay, Mercy, do this for me. And, you know, he has 1 or 2 things to do from the office, and it's like, Mercy, please handle this for me while I do other things. So for me, security was a way of life. It's like, it is what we get to see every day. So by the time, you know, he officially started this the security outfit, which was addressing businesses and organizations, tailored security services. So I was already in the house, you know, I'm already in. I have an understanding of how it happens. So when he started the organization, we were part of it, so to say. So by the time we're counting 10 years, 10, 15, then along the line, we lost him just 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. It's
So
so recent
retired
case,
yesterday.
yeah.
So you can imagine, so we are used to the system already. I've been going out with him. I go countless times and, you know, travel from one state to another with him. I've seen how these things work. So by the time I even got married, it was not a news because my husband, who happens to be a friend, understand the terrain. So for me, when I was raising my children, I didn't raise my children independent of me, meaning that I didn't keep them so attached to me that if I'm not at home, they don't get to, you know, be fine. So the home front is covered. By the weekend, I get to prepare myself for the following week. So I know that the home front is covered. I have a senior daughter who is a teenager already. You said she's no longer a teenager, she's a teenager. Say she's an adult too. I say adult too, that's cool. So, you know, she's there to take care of the younger ones and all of that. So the home front is covered. Then having to see my passion for the girl child. Yes, I grew up in a community where I've seen a lot of things happen with the girl child. You know, the stereotype stuff and all of that. Yes, we agree. But nevertheless, in some community, it's more predominant. Yes. So for the community I grew up with, considering my own life, because I had 1 or 2 issues while growing up as a girl child that dealt so much with my self-esteem. So, and considering our Delta people, sorry. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
You're opening up on national television.
Yeah, don't let me go there. So, you know, the stereotypes around the girl child. So for me, when I started gaining my voice, I started understanding that there's so much about me and so much about the girl child. I said, you know, I need to open up to these girls. I need these girls to understand that there's so much about their destiny that they need to come up, you know, allow themselves to be. And that was how I started. So for me, the girl child, the drive for the girl child has been something I've been doing from scratch. So I was able to bring everything together without letting anyone suffer. Yes, there was a time that when we lost our founder, in short, for 1 good year, I had to devote my time and everything into the job. Yes, but in the process, I was still doing 1 or 2 programs for the girl child. The ministry was still ongoing and every other thing. In short, at a point, somebody looked at me and said, Mercy, how are you doing all of these things? But I remembered one of the things one of my mentors taught us one day. He taught us mental fortitude. I was in the midst of all of this. I was almost lost in my mind, seriously, to this thing. So you get, at a point, it was like, Mercy, this is overwhelming. But after that session, he took us, Pastor Yomi Adewale took us on mental fortitude. And after that session, I'm like, okay, Mercy, you need to brace up. You need to allow yourself, you know, go through the pain and, you know, heal up and, you know, in the process, come back and, you know, do it. And that was what really happened. So I am used to, I can't be home for 2 days, not in short. I am looking for something, you know, so many things to do, and that is me.
Mercy, I'm going to go to the part of you being a police officer.
Yes.
Okay. Was it a thing of passion or because your father was in the police force?
That is a very good question to ask because in the first instance, I never liked police. I will be doing it. I'm sorry, I'm saying this on yes, initially as a growing child. You know, we have a lot of things going on in the news about the police force and all of that. But one of the things that played out is, I didn't know how my father strategically do these things. It was just, at every point in time when he wants to go to the Lagos Police Command, he wants to go to some police headquarters, he will go with me. So there was a day I met a female police officer, well dressed, not just dressed alone. I saw that even in our conversation, she's a faith-based person. You know, I was wondering how.
All right, welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner. Yes, we still have Ambassador Leslie in the house talking about the journey of becoming a police officer as superintendent, actually, which is very interesting. I don't know why I particularly have a lot of women in that, you know, position. So please go ahead with this thing.
So, like what I said, my father's kind of placed me, and he didn't intentionally. Let's say he was not conscious of what I never knew how it happened. So each time we visit the Lagos State Command, I get to meet this particular woman, and she gets to, and I'm like, how do you get to be in the police force and you're a woman of faith, and you still get to do all of these dynamics and all of that? And she opened up one day and said, Mercy, it's about you. I said, wow, okay. So along the line, when we lost my father, and we're already running a security outfit, which by our standard, we're supposed to have at least one of us that is into the security space. So there came in this question of, Mercy, are you ready to go into the police force just to get this business running, to keep the legacy of the father who had worked so hard to start up something? And will I just say he died and his legacy died with him? No, it won't happen. So that was where I came in, and that was how I didn't just jump into it. Sorry, because I'm a faith, I believe strongly that I want to be sure that it is not about me. It's about what God wants for me. So I think I started their prayers, and one fateful night, I want to say, it's so shocking. I was going to the restroom and I heard, I'm not sending you to the police force just because of Enwonode. I'm sending you to the police force so as to amplify also your voice for the girl child. I'm like, oh, this is an area of passion for me also. So it's not out of place. And that was where the journey started. So my being in the police force didn't come in from a place of passion, so to say. It came in from a place of purpose. There was a need. There was something I needed to solve, and I just need to step into it. Yeah, so that was it. So after which the passion came in and every other thing.
And then the journey has been beautiful.
Yeah, it has by its grace. Yeah, it's been beautiful. I need to see myself in that space. I'm happy doing it.
Love it. Well, like a lot. Despite like you said earlier on that you had issues with the police force, but after a while you saw another angle to it, and like, it's not everybody that actually is the bad egg, and that's good. And you also definitely one of the good eggs. So if you want, let's hype the police, a little bit.
No.
What would you say?
Sure, they are.
What would you say about the police force that a lot of Nigerians do not actually know about?
One of the things that I was able to also highlight was my first year as a police officer. I had a program for the girl child, and I invited the human rights officer who came in, and the truth there is that the idea of when you get to the police, they say police is your friend. Actually, some people say it's not like that. So police are not usually our friends, and by the time the woman came in that day, we opened up to the girls on the floor. The truth there is that you can have issues, and you can walk up to the police and tell them, this is it. I am very sure that all things being equal, you will get justice. Yes, you will get. But as sometimes I wouldn't want to say in all cases, because you are not so sure of the person you are meeting with. This thing is individually based, and it's about your person. And for those persons that have an understanding of why they are in the police force, I have an understanding of what the law demands. It's just like I was some few days I was talking with my driver. His driving license got expired, and I've asked him to go and get this done. At the end of the day, he came up with the story that I was on it. I even thought he has gotten the stuff done. So one of these days he went with my people on a trip. They got stopped. And then I was like, yes. I said the truth there is that one of the things I have come to learn as a police officer, you are the keeper, you are the custodian of you must not break the law because you feel you carry the police tag in your vehicle. No, that is not what we have been taught. So it means that everything when it comes to the law, we must first we must be an example to the world must just see it that this is the way it should be, and they will follow us. They will follow suit. So for me, I want to say yes. People are doing a lot of job, and a lot of rebranding is taking place because some of us are beginning to understand that it is not what we thought it used to be. So now we are beginning to open the eyes of the public that you can definitely get the best use of the police in your community.
Okay, I know this has nothing to do with sort of story, but I just have to ask. A lot of people have a problem with this slogan. I don't even know, they call it a slogan now, but it's not. Bail is free. But they say, a lot of people complain that when they go in, there's nothing like bail is free. Why is that? And how do you think when one goes there and wants to demand that bail is free, how do they go about it and get it right?
The first thing first I have noticed over time is when you don't understand your rights, there are tendencies that people will tell you what it is not. And for us, truly, bail is free. So most times, if you don't want to play into the cards of the police, especially for somebody who probably you know that you don't have, you are not well, you're not well grounded to be able to defend yourself on some certain things. Most times, go with a legal person.
Okay.
When you go with a legal person, you will get it free. You will get it free. So sometimes some of these things is the truth. There is it is free. I had a case recently and it was free. I got the bill free.
Nice.
Anyway, we don't want you to speak for the police force. Really, that's the truth. I don't want you to.
I am an ambassador of the Nigerian police force, and I'm proud to be.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, like I said, in every system, you want to agree with me that we have those that really understand what this should be, and some that are ready to say, well, I'm not concerned about what it should be. I'm just concerned about getting what I want here. Some persons, just like even in the teaching, every other practitioner, some people goes into the job because I want to make money. So anyhow I make the money is I don't care. Even if it gets to, going against the ethics of the job. As long as I'm making my money, it's none of even anybody's business. Why some persons come into the job from the place of passion, from a place of providing solution. I am here to provide the solution. I understand why I am here. And definitely I sit to it. Regardless of what comes out of it. Maybe I was talking with one of the police officers to one of these. They said, the truth there is that we are not well compensated. But I have come to understand that posterity will never forget anything I get to do for humanity. So that is an understanding. That is a mindset. So that kind of person definitely will not go the extra mile to, go against or spoil or so to say tarnish his. Because the truth there is, these people knows that you will still come outside the police world.
Yeah,
you will come outside to the public. Yes, you will become a retired officer. Because you may have a coverage, so to say, because any which way they say soldier never die. Once a soldier forever.
Always a soldier.
Yes, but nevertheless, the truth there is that you have people that you tell. Your children too are meeting with the public. So if you mess things up, your children will definitely suffer from it.
Oh, that's true. Thank you for speaking the truth. I just needed that to be very clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about safety for children. You come from the angle of females and the girl child, basically.
Yeah.
So now, for a girl child to be safe, if we want to talk to the parent, how do you think parents can, keep their girl child safe? Because I don't know, if you go by the I don't know how to call it. If you go by research, yes, a lot of female are more abused than even
they may contact.
So how do you think we can actually protect?
I want to start by sharing a story that happened. I think I was between 13, 14, and I was sleeping that fateful night. Somebody crept into our room, pushed my younger ones from my back, and was trying to touch me. I said, who is this person? I was well covered, I said, who is this person? Okay, no problem. I stood up. I locked the door. I went to my father's room. I said, Daddy, somebody is in our room. Daddy said, how come? Okay, he walked in and met the guy, The rest is story. So where I'm going to, at the end of the day, my daddy asked me, do you have your tights on? I said, yes, sir. He said, no problem, go to bed. So where I'm coming from is that the way we were being raised, there was this place of being security conscious. Being security conscious is not to say that we are weak or we are afraid or we are trying to say for us, it was a place of protection. And it was a place of saying, okay, think ahead, be proactive. Don't let, even if anything goes wrong along the way, let it not be as a result of my carelessness or I was caught off guard. You get? So I want to say for me, those were part of the things that even at the point, you don't go out anyhow as a girl. I don't go out. It's not to say that you should not socialize. But what we're saying is that we were curtailed. When you even had to go out, you go out with someone. I till date, I find it difficult to go out alone. Because that is the way we were raised. You go out with someone to be sure that where you are going, you are safe. Even if something happens, they won't catch the both of you together. At least one will escape, one will run home and say, Mommy, somebody is in danger and all of that. So for me, in this our generation, one of the things I want to say that I've noticed over time, some of the things we had at high esteem before, we've thrown them off the floor. Like we wear some of these things not because we just want to, show that, but it was a way of covering ourselves, protecting. I use that word, protecting ourselves, so that at the end of the day, if anything happens, before it will go bad, at least God, I just want to put that word. Now, for those that are victims of all of these things, we are not saying they are weak. Neither are we saying they are not careful enough. But what we are saying now is that for those of us who wants to say, okay, I don't want to be victim of this. First and first, as a lady, are you well covered? You cover yourself enough? Because I know that the society we live now, people say, even if you cover yourself, what will happen will see happen. Yes, but you do your own part. Do your own part. May not be say at the end of this, somebody will call use me.
Yeah,
sorry, give excuse for his misbehavior. Sure, you understand? When you cover yourself well, that is one, by the way. Then two, the way we eat, it still comes to the place of being security conscious. How will I walk into a place and hey, it's food, you just pick and eat? That carelessness I see in this generation is so bad that you just walk into a place. Even me, as it is now, if I get to buy a bottle of water and I'm drinking along the line, I put it in the vehicle and I calm down. I stepped out of the vehicle to go see one or two things. Anything that makes me not to carry that bottle of water, I won't drink that water. Despite it's my pilot. It's somebody that I've been working with us for so many years. I won't. It is a call for consciousness. It is a call, being alert to your environment. How will I walk into a place and not even find out the exit door? The first thing as I walked in, okay, I've checked everywhere, I've looked around, okay, what if there's an emergency? What happens? Who will I cry to? Who will I call to? Who is my there must be like an emergency number you can always call when there is a situation. I know people that I can call when I'm in emergency because I know that you call this person, you go answer you on time. There's somebody you must call to respond to you at every point in time. So for me, for my girls out there, please, first thing, cover yourself properly. Number two, be at alert. There's this thing we call intuition. Some people say you enter a place, you feel uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable, move. Must you stay? But some of us now, we've lost that intuition. You even silent, you say nothing, they happen, waiting. At the end of the day, when things happen, you will know. You will understand. So a lot of this generation have lost. I think we should bring it back. Yes, listen to your inner spirit. Let me use that word. When you are feeling uncomfortable in a place, please walk out. Then another thing I also want to mention again that I would want to suggest is let's invest in simple training, self-defense training.
Okay, sorry, Ambassador John, before that, let's quickly go on a short break. We'll continue with maybe we'll learn Tai Chi today. Teach us. Anyways, let's quickly go for a short break. And I have a tip, and after the tip, we're about to continue listening to Ambassador Mercy to tell us more about how to stay safe, especially the female child. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Okay, all right. Welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner, and we still have Ambassador Mercy with us. So you were talking about the third one that we have to, in fact, do the honors and just continue.
Okay, so what I want to say is that it's good at this point because in the society where we live, to me, I want to say it has become so necessary that we equip our girls on some simple self-defense techniques they can adopt. When they are in the midst of in the midst of danger, what can you do? What is the first thing to say? I use the word street sense too. You understand? Because I have come to understand when we're going those small street sense, you walk past a person and the person is walking behind you. Immediately your street sense will tell you that this is danger, this is danger. Those small those street sense are what we bring into the self-defense defense training that we had with our girl child. So I want to say for our girls now, the first thing you need to let them know is everybody is a suspect. Nobody is good. How will I use that word? The right word I want to use is nobody is free from being a suspect. Because the truth there is that over time it has happened again and again. That parents, let me use the word parents, fathers are beginning to molest their children. Yes. So it's not something hidden. It's not something to think about. So what I want to say is that it has called for a consciousness on every girl child to be on the lookout. When you see someone walking around you, giving you some look that definitely is not, that look is not like,
welcoming.
it's not saying good morning.
Mm-hmm.
The look is not saying good morning. It's trying to pass advances.
Mm.
You don't wait for further, you step out immediately, because definitely it's making the environment unconducive for you. And what it's trying to do is that with time, it will buy your mind, if you are not careful, into what it wants you to do. So I want to say from here, parents should help their daughter to understand the place of some of these little things. Okay, when you see someone coming, when it works this way, somebody is looking at you, somebody is talking to you, he's using some foul languages around you, he's sending you pictures, nude pictures. You know, these days, God, may God help us. These days, a lot is happening. Someone will say, I am your friend. It doesn't matter. And I'm just sending you now to just, a lot is happening. So we just have to be very careful. We need to let them know when someone is sending you some pictures that has some forms of nudity. It shows that the person is going to, I don't want to use the word, somebody will say, I say, it doesn't matter. No. That is where some of us are beginning to come up with the idea. So some people say, some girls, not every girl, got some fish brain, they can manipulate them into what they want them, to think. And that is because we are not smart. Let me know the word we. Some are not smart enough. So you decode. Even before the person finish his statement, you decode. These are simple. This self-defense training, we are not telling you to come and dish. That's not it. We are saying there are simple brain things you need to be able to defend. Prevention. It is just prevention techniques. You don't let it happen before you know what to do. Before it happens, you can decode. You know what to do immediately. So we are saying parents should help their children. Something played out some days back. I'll be giving a lot of stories so that I can bring it down to. My children went, presently my children are with my mom for the holiday because I needed to put them in a training, and the training center seems to be very close to our place. So one of the days I got in, and my mom said, did you send your daughter to come get snacks, because I got snacks for them for the holiday and all of that. I said I didn't ask her to come, and my mom kept the snacks, somewhere they cannot easily, get to pick it. So I said, is it your daughter came there and said that mommy said you should show me where the snacks is, so that I can pick, the snacks for her and all of that. Me? I said, no, it's not possible. So I said, let them call her. By the time they called her, you know what happened? An adult, a trusted adult, told her
to go say that.
Yes, to go say that. So it was an opening for me to address that issue immediately, because this could also play out tomorrow. I said, girl, she's just 80. She just celebrated her 80th birthday with me. I said, come. So somebody will come and meet you that, mommy said you should follow me. That is how you would have followed that person. He said, no, mommy, I won't. But the truth there is that it's a pointer that someone could come with my name, and that is what is that. So we as parents, intentionally, we need to engage our children. Let them know that somebody cannot just come and tell you this is what mommy is saying. So there's a place of, confirm, come, ask. Is this true? Then the doors, there's this idea of always shutting your door, making sure your windows are closed. Then when we're growing, when we finish closing the door, my father will go around again to check that all the doors are well shut. You understand? So that place of being security conscious was a thing of the mind. So I want us to plant it into our girls. You can't go, any ride I'm taking, immediately I take that ride, I'm conscious of the plate number. In short, if possible, I snap. Most cases, especially if I don't snap, I dare to communicate with my husband that this is the ride I'm taking. That is, all of these things are just simple security, mindset that we need to help our girls understand. You can't just be going out on a lonely path and you are forming jagaban. It's not being, you're not being strong. It's not being strong to walk on a lonely path. It is wisdom that on this lonely path is not safe. I need someone to walk with me on this journey. So the truth there is that a lot of all of these things we've thrown down, I think we need to start bringing them back. When somebody is using a language in the street, you understand what the person is saying. Without necessarily.
You said a lot. You said a lot, but I have two questions for you. Okay, so you've talked about being wise, wisdom and all that, and you said you just have to learn the street words. So in such cases, In fact, like I said, I have three questions. In such cases, how do the girl child defend herself? And then 2, if it's physical, if the attack is physical, how do you expect her to defend herself?
Okay.
2, that's 2. Then the third question is, you run a security outfit. What do you do there?
Okay. Let me take
if it's
it
very
one by
possible,
one.
I know the time is up. If you can answer those questions
Into 1 minute, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first thing first, how to defend yourself physically. Yeah, the truth there is that you may not have the physical muscles to be able to defend yourself. But we have structures, we have support system in place. If in a case you are being overpowered, the first thing first is reach out to the police. There is a family support unit that can help you attend to all of these issues. So meaning that if I can't defend myself, I have a system that can defend, that can stand in to defend me. So what I'm saying in essence is that, you know, when we are saying self-defense, you may not necessarily have the physical muscle and all of
to
that,
fight back.
but you must be able to have the mindset that will be able to help you, you know, stand up for yourself, even in the midst. Some people say, I don't have the fist, but I have the mouth. You understand? There's a way you confront someone. There's a way you speak, like, you know, let's say, it's like, no, this girl is up to something. No, let me move away. Sure, you understand? So those are small security, street sense that our girls needs to have. Then, on the security outfit, yes, what I do as a chief operating officer, I see to the day-to-day running of the business. So to say, when it comes to meeting our clients, being sure that our guards are delivering what they ought to do. Take for instance, when we want to start a new bit, the first thing I want to do is to do a proper survey of the environment and make sure that, okay, what are the things my guard will come here to do, expectation and our expectations. So I want to be sure that both expectations meet. Yes, and at the end of the day, we activate the bid. So even as we activate the bid, I'm making sure that the day-to-day operations of that place, to be sure that the guards are actually doing what they are meant to do. So beyond that also, I also see to the training of the guards to be sure that they are up to date on their on the security world as a whole. Because the truth there is that sometimes you train them, you send them on the field, and it's as if sometimes, let's say some things, you understand? So you just, that is why on the job training is something we don't do. You can't deny. We keep going to their base to check up on them and also be sure that they are also doing.
Okay, very quickly, we have to go. Do you have social media handle in case people want to reach you?
Yeah, presently I'm betting a new solution for businesses, for organizations who probably would, you know, because now the threats here I am beginning to see is employers employing fraudulent staffs, you know, in the name of trying to get someone who will solve a problem, but at the end of the day is coming to add up to your problem. So with Me Check, we are here to help businesses, organizations do backup checking, background checking and vetting to be sure of any form of fraudulence, to be sure that your staffs and the people that are working with you are free of any form of fraudulent activities and all of that. But you can't. Another thing I have known is that you vet today. You don't assume that is all. So we keep vetting after every 1 year to be sure that the person, yes, he told me yesterday is still the yes.
The same yes.
The guarantor he gave me is still the same guarantor. Okay, quick one. Go on LinkedIn, Messi Enwonode Igwe by name. Check me there. You see me there. On Instagram, me Queen, me_Queen1. So you get to see me there also. On Facebook, Messi Enwonode Igwe. Same thing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very, very much. I like the way you just sharply mentioned everything because of time. Thank you so very much for being on the show, Ambassador. It's been amazing having you, and thank you for educating us on bail is free. Bail is free, actually. I'm a lawyer. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the program today. Thank you so very much. And thank you to all our viewers that joined us on the program. We'll be seeing you pretty soon on the buzz, where it's going to be buzzing because it's Thank God It's Friday edition, which is Patricia's favorite edition. I'll see you soon. My name is Blossom. Bye for now.
I see you soon on Thank God It's Friday on the bus. But Messi just told us bail is free. But don't go out to look for trouble because we hear bail is free. My name is Patricia Uremu Gabriels.